Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News, episode 239. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Brandon Knight here, and welcome back to another episode of WWE News and Rumors. I'm not going to run my mouth too much in the beginning of this episode because we have a lot to talk about. There's a lot of juicy stuff to talk about today. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of WWE News and Rumors. The first news story. This one is a news story. It's not a rumor. It's crazy. So, WWE, they are doing another show in Saudi Arabia, as we all know, which I guess this is going to be the actual WrestleMania, because they're really going all out for this one, way more than they did for the actual WrestleMania show. I don't know if they're going to be calling this the greatest WrestleMania like they did the greatest Royal Rumble last year. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, it's going to take place on June 7th in Saudi Arabia, and there's a few giant names they've already announced that are going to be there. They have announced the Undertaker is going to be there for one. Another one they have announced is Brock Lesnar is going to be there. So Brock Lesnar, if you haven't heard the news, Brock Lesnar has officially retired from MMA. He's retired from UFC, so he's not like stepping back into the octagon ever again. So he guess for the rest of his until he decides to retire from wrestling, he's going to be a wrestler for a while. So yay! So Lesnar not leaving WWE, hasn't left WWE. He signed actually a new deal with the WWE, so that's great. But anyway, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar confirming that show, and another name that surprised me to see that is wrestling at that show is Goldberg. Really, Goldberg. Goldberg is wrestling the show. I don't remember. I have short-term memory loss. It's a legit thing. I promise. It's a legit thing, and I don't remember the last time Goldberg wrestled. All I remember is, okay, so let me try to narrow this down. So Fastlane 2017, was 2017, right? Was it 2017? I believe it was. Yeah, Fastlane 2017, I saw Goldberg in person, and I believe his last show was that Mania, so 2017 would have been WrestleMania 33. So Goldberg's last match was WrestleMania 33? Maybe? I have short-term memory loss, I have no idea, but hopefully that's right. Anyway, those three big names have already been announced, so looks like the show is going to be bigger than WrestleMania just because Saudi Arabia is paying them a lot of money. Alright, the next news story. The next news story is about Backlash, kind of. So I've been talking for the past few weeks. Originally, it was the news, the rumor, whatever the hell. The thing I was talking about was Backlash has been canceled. But that changed. Backlash is not canceled. It is going to be rescheduled because of the interference with the Saudi Arabia show. It was originally going to be canceled, but they rescheduled it. And now they changed their mind again, and Backlash is canceled again, but not really. The place Backlash was supposed to be at, on the date it was supposed to be there, they're having another pay-per-view there. So basically, they just changed the name. So it's still going to be the same thing. So June 23rd, Tacoma, Washington, whatever. It is going to be a new pay-per-view. The name is, not the biggest fan, but I get used to it. It is WWE Stomping Grounds. WWE Stomping Grounds. So that is the name of the new pay-per-view. It's going to be June 23rd in Tacoma, Washington, and that is replacing Backlash. So Backlash, as of right now, is not going to be a pay-per-view this year. All right, the next news story. The next news story, this one is I guess the biggest thing that's happened in a while. So yeah, this is a Twitter kind of news thing. So yeah, let me talk about this for a minute. So we all know Dean Ambrose. We all know Dean Ambrose left the WWE. His contract expired. He decided not to renew his contract. So Dean Ambrose no longer part of the WWE. So the question was, is he just sick of wrestling? Is he just burnt out? He just wants to kind of have some time on, some time away from wrestling, and he's just not interested in wrestling anywhere? Or is he leaving because he's just sick of WWE's crap and he wants to go wrestle somewhere else? Well, now we have our answer. So this is crazy. This is crazy. A lot of you probably already know this, so I don't really need to build this up too much. But Jon Moxley's back. If you don't know who Jon Moxley is Dean Ambrose's indie name. Do we even call it indie name? It was his wrestling name outside of WWE. So obviously WWE, they own the name Dean Ambrose, so he can't use that name anywhere else. But Jon Moxley's back. He actually has a Twitter now. Dean Ambrose, for the whole time he was with WWE, I don't believe he ever had, I think he had a Twitter for the first year he came in, but he never used it. So he was never a Twitter guy, but now he has a Twitter. It's a verified Twitter account. It's Jon Moxley, and it only has one tweet on it, and it's a video. And Jon Moxley, Dean Ambrose, whatever, just for the future, forever, I'm going to be calling Dean Ambrose Jon Moxley, because technically, if we want to be all technical about it, Dean Ambrose is dead. Dean Ambrose is dead. The character's dead. Right now, he's dead, or he's in a coma or whatever we want to kind of put him there as. So Jon Moxley is the guy I'm going to be sick. So that he transformed into a different person. He's Jon Moxley. So he tweeted a video, and this video is like a teaser video. But if you watch this video, you realize how well together this video is put. Like, it's put together so well, and there's like so many special effects in it, and there's so much like production value in this little teaser video. You're wondering what kind of company would make this about Jon Moxley, and like who would have this much money and this much production value and all of this out of all the wrestling promotions other than WWE in the entire world? AEW. Like, this is just a teaser thing that Jon Moxley's coming back. He's coming back to the Indies. The Dean Ambrose whole thing is dead, it's gone, and Jon Moxley coming back to the Indies. But the thing is, it's not just like some little kind of teaser video that anyone could put together. This is a giant, like for a teaser, this thing is insane. And the only place I can think of that would have money to do this would be AEW. So we can't like guess, where is Jon Moxley going? I think by just that video we can say, oh, that's AEW. That's 100% AEW. So it looks like Dean Ambrose or Jon Moxley, whatever we want to call him, might actually be, I don't want to say might, he probably will be at the first ever AEW show in Las Vegas, pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it, Double or Nothing. So, I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see. So there you guys have, those are the few news stories I had to talk to you guys about today, and now we're going to jump into some juicy rumors. Shirts available for people who were asking for shirts about the juicy rumors thing for some reason. It's a juice box shirt. I thought it was creative, but whatever. News, rumor over, now some rumors. Alright, the first rumor is about Sasha Banks. Update, I have nothing. No one has nothing. So basically she's still at home, she's still like deciding what she wants to do. If you're new to this whole Sasha Banks situation, let me just run it down very quickly. Sasha Banks, basically, she's been frustrated with WWE just like Dean Ambrose was. For a while, she's been teasing leaving WWE, and basically, she was very upset backstage at WrestleMania 35 when just like a few minutes before her match was supposed to happen for the tag titles, she was told they are planned to lose the tag titles, and she wasn't happy about that. She's like, well, we're the first champions. We want to give this title meaning. We want to give it like a purpose. We want it to be like taken seriously. We don't want it to be a title that's just like back and forth. She was very upset. And then after the match, after she lost the title, she literally almost quit WWE backstage. And stuff like that was like the, I guess, the breaking point for her or whatever, and they basically sent her home, said take a few weeks off, see how you feel, and then we'll talk. So she's still at home deciding, but the thing is, like, if we want to get all legal, technical about it, she's not allowed to quit WWE. If she quits WWE, she's never going to be really allowed to wrestle in another company again because they can put her contract on hold, and her contract will just never, ever expire because the contract isn't running according to the new policy. If you're like taking time off, you're injured or whatever, if you're not wrestling, your contract's not rolling, so your contract's never going to run out. So I don't know what's going to happen. I think Sasha Banks, as much as it sucks, she's just, I mean, I know this sounds mean, but she's really just going to have to suck it up and deal with a terrible, like, I don't know how long is left on the contract. I think it's just a few months, but, or no, maybe it's over a year, but she's just going to have to deal with it for like another year, and then she can be free from WWE forever if she wants to be. But if she just wants to ever wrestle again, she's going to have to deal with the contract. All right, the next rumor. If you guys haven't heard about this, I'm pretty sure most people have heard about this, so I'm not going to go like too deep into it. Like, it's kind of like, I guess, beating like a dead horse at this point. So, Lio Rush. So Lio Rush is, okay, we all know who Lio Rush is. How could you forget? So apparently backstage, ever since he's been signed, he's been causing issues with the WWE, which I found like surprising because Lio Rush, I mean, I wasn't like really into his like indie stuff, but I like knew who he was. I've seen him wrestle live. I've met him and stuff, and I never got like a weird like vibe, like a cocky vibe or like full of himself or like disrespectful vibe from the guy. But apparently, as soon as he got signed to WWE, it's just been like all drama. Like the tweet, like everyone makes a stupid mistake on social media every once in a while, but that was the first thing we all forgot. He like made fun of like Emma when she got released or something, which was disrespectful, but he was trying to make a joke and, you know, whatever. But then apparently backstage, like real life stuff, he's just been rubbing people the wrong way. He's been cocky and stuff. And then he's like, was brought up to the main roster, right, from NXT. And he's just been like full of himself. He's been backstage and being like, hey, I should be the WWE champion. I'm the best. And all this. They're not using me right and all this. And he's just like very full of himself. And I'm like, dude, you've literally been signed for not long. You've been on the main roster for like less than a year. You need to relax. Like, you just need to relax and just take your role for now. And then once you developed as like, you can do what they give you, like, very well, then maybe you could talk about some creative control over something in the future. That's just the way WWE is laid out. Like, this is an indie company where you have creative control. You don't. You're an actor. Like, you do what Vince tells you to do, and you do it the best you can, or you're going to be fired. And that's just that simple. So apparently he's been like, very, like, disrespectful or whatever when he first came in. Apparently backstage recently he's been like, they have the whole wrong role for me. I should be a baby face. I should be the WWE champion. I should be the best. I can do. I'm like, Leo Rush, he's a great wrestler. He's a great guy. And I just find a hard time believing any of these, like, rumors, backstage stuff, because I've never got that kind of feel from him. But, you know, you don't really know how someone is when they're not in front of a camera, in front of, like, fans or something. So, yeah. But basically, he got, like, in some argument backstage with Finn Bálor, and apparently now he's been, like, taken off the main roster. He's back to NXT, and there's rumors going around he's never going to be back on the main roster, and he might be getting released very soon. So, I don't know. And apparently the whole argument between him and Finn Bálor is he wants his wife with him 24/7. Like, in rehearsals, he wants his wife to sit in, and apparently Finn was telling him, hey, Vince isn't a big fan of that. Like, we understand that you want her here, but, like, Vince isn't a fan of it, and we want to keep, you know, if you want to be successful in this company, you have to make Vince like you. So, I mean, that's fine, but apparently got very upset. It was like a huge ordeal backstage or whatever. And basically, he's back in, like, NXT developmental right now, and he might never come back to the main roster, and he might be released soon. I don't know, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. All right, the next rumor. The next rumor is about the Revival. So, the Revival, they're about to leave the WWE, I guess, here next year. So, like, they've, like, voiced their, like, unhappiness with WWE, and they're wanting to leave, and they've already been talking to AEW and all this. I mean, they do have to wait a year or whatever, but, you know, that's not that long. But Vince heard they were wanting to go to AEW, and Vince actually offered them larger contracts. I know this is a little bit old news, but I haven't done a news show in a little bit, so I just thought I would mention this. But he basically offered them $500,000 contracts each for 5 years, and they said no. So that's that, and it looks like in a year, Revival's leaving, and they're going to AEW. All right, the next rumor. The next rumor is about the Money in the Bank ladder matches. So there's been this rumor going around, right? There was this thing that got leaked, apparently, like all these matches that turned out to be complete BS, and that leak wasn't true at all. But apparently there is an actual rumor going around, not related to that leaked bullcrap, that they're actually considering doing an NXT Money in the Bank ladder match this year. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense in one sense. I think what might be a better idea, instead of doing an NXT ladder match on the actual Money in the Bank show, maybe do a takeover the night before Money in the Bank, and then have a ladder match at Takeover with the same, like, briefcase, like, stipulation or whatever. I think that might make more sense. But there's a rumor going around. They're thinking about some way to do an NXT ladder match with the Money in the Bank, like, stipulation. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, the next rumor. The next rumor is about Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans at Money in the Bank. When I say this is going to piss a lot of people off, or it might make some people happy. I'm just going to say it. So basically, WWE, they're losing confidence in Becky Lynch. They think her popularity or her gimmick or whatever is kind of dying down, and they're not going to put the whole company, the whole women's division, on her and make her lead it anymore. Apparently, I don't know whose mind this is, but basically, at Money in the Bank, they're planning Lacey Evans to beat Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. That's apparently what's going to happen. And the reason behind this, they think they're going to get she's going to get a very big, like, reaction when she beats Becky Lynch, which I agree, and I see in their minds why they want Lacey Evans to be a big star, and, you know, being a champion, two champions at the same time, and having to defend both titles at the same time, and having to be on two shows every week, and have, like, it's just like a mess, and they need to be paying her more if they actually want her to do that. It's very, like, just tires you the hell out. But I mean, I understand why they're wanting Lacey Evans to win. But if this is true, and Lacey Evans does beat Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch will stay on SmackDown. She won't be on Raw no more, and there's no, like, rematch clauses anymore, so that'll happen. Personally, I think, as much as I do love Becky Lynch with 2 belts, I think 1 belt is a lot easier to manage, and she can just do whatever. But can we just end this whole Charlotte thing? Why is Charlotte getting so many chances at the title for no reason? And why is this feud still go? Come on, come up with something new. But I know they're kind of limited in what they can do, and they're saving the juicy stuff for around SummerSlam time. But I don't know what's gonna happen in Money in the Bank. This is just a rumor, and we're just gonna have to wait and see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the final news story, the final rumor, the final thing I will be talking about in this video. You guys are gonna think I need to be locked up in like insanity facility or whatever when I say this. But this is actually true, apparently. WWE, they're getting really desperate because they see the ratings and everything, and there's a rumor going around that they really want CM Punk back. I know you guys think I'm crazy. Anyway, CM Punk, he did the Return to Wrestling, right, in the mask or whatever, and like, I can see him going to AEW, right? I can't see him ever going back to WWE because he's just, there's so much stuff wrong there. I mean, they did the whole lawsuit with the WWE doctor, and then he has problems with Triple H. I think if in some alternate universe he did come back for one night or something, he would want to work with Vince and Vince only. If you guys heard his podcast, I mean, this has been a long time. I mean, everyone's been like making up rumors and hoping Punk's going to come back ever since the day he left, but apparently this actually has some truth to it, and apparently Vince has said the word CM Punk a few times in the past week. So I don't know. I don't know if they could get a hold of CM Punk on a phone call or anything, but I can see AEW because he's friends with a lot of people in the company, and you know, he would have more freedom and stuff. He wouldn't have to wrestle as much and stuff like that. But I don't know about WWE. That is just such a stretch, right? CM Punk back in the WWE. Like, this has been like a rumor for so long that it's turned into a joke. Oh, CM Punk's coming back to WWE, and then everyone, like, it's a joke. But, I mean, Vince wants it. I know CM Punk doesn't want it. I mean, having WWE want it and making CM Punk agree to it are two totally different things. But I can definitely see the possibility of an AEW show. I don't know if it's going to be for Double or Nothing or it's going to be way down the line. But I think it might be possible for AEW, but definitely not WWE. So there you guys have it. That is this episode of WWE News and Rumors. Let me know what you guys thought about all of these news stories and rumors in the comment section down below. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about down there. I will be down there personally with my YouTube account replying to you guys, commenting myself. So definitely comment down there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give this video a like. Brand the channel, make sure to subscribe. It's absolutely free. If you want to help this channel keep going, full blast, better than ever, multiple videos every day, check out my Patreon. You can support the channel for only $1 a day, and you not just giving away your money, I give you stuff back, so there's all kinds of awesome rewards in there, so check out my Patreon. But I'll shut the hell up and let you guys continue with your day because I know I can be very annoying. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.